morning, everyone, and welcome to Storytime. My name is Miss Carolyn, and I'm really excited that you get to join me, even if it's only through a computer screen. I would much rather us be in person just like you, but we still are going to have a ton of fun doing Storytime over video, just like this. For those Storytime experts out there, you already know our opening song, but for those of you that are new to Storytime, let's go over the motions before we sing it. Okay, so did you bring your clapping hands today? Hold up your hands, wiggle your fingers, warm them up a little bit, and then we're going to clap. So this is the first motion that we need. We're going to clap. All right, the second motion that we need is to say hello in sign language. So what you do is you hold up 4 fingers like you're counting to 4. You put those 4 fingers together like this, and then you salute, just like that. The last motion that we need is the I don't know gesture. So you put your hands up like this, and we're going to say no matter what the weather when we do this motion. All right, do we have our motions already? We know how to clap. We know how to say hello in sign language, and we know how to say no matter what the weather. All right, here we go. Clap everybody and say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Clap everybody and say hello, no matter what the weather. All right, now we're going to put in some other motions for clapping. And since I'm sitting today, all of my motions are going to be something that you can do either sitting or standing. So let's think, what's a good motion to do when we're sitting? I know, let's wave. So I get to say hello to you. Hello. All right, so let's sing the next verse of our song. Wave everybody and say hello. Wave everybody and say hello. Wave everybody and say hello, no matter what the weather. All right, what's another motion that we can do sitting down? We'll do one more. What do you think we can do? I know, I always like to wiggle, whether I'm sitting or standing. I'm a very wiggly person. Are you wiggly too? Yeah, okay. So let's wiggle for this last verse. Wiggle everybody and say hello. Wiggle everybody and say hello. Wiggle everybody and say hello, no matter what the weather. All right, are we all wide awake now and ready for story time? Yay, okay. So I am really excited about this story time because it's about my favorite holiday ever. Now, I'm betting that you think my favorite holiday is like Christmas. It's not Christmas. What's your favorite holiday? Oh, I heard Halloween. Halloween's a good holiday. I really like that one, but it's not my favorite either. My favorite holiday is in the month of February. Can you guess maybe what it is? It's not Valentine's Day. That was a very good guess. All right, my favorite holiday is Groundhog Day. Yes, I love Groundhog's Day. Now, part of the reason is because groundhogs are very, very cute. I mean, look at that picture. Isn't that one cute groundhog? Yes, groundhogs are very cute. Another reason is because I always had a groundhog in my backyard when I was a kid, and so it was really fun watching groundhogs. Do you have animals in your backyard? Do you get to watch them? Maybe squirrels? Well, groundhogs are very cool because they burrow underground, and sometimes they'll pop up and say hello to you. All right, and then the last reason why I love Groundhog's Day is because they predict the weather. Groundhogs will tell us if it's going to be a really long winter or if it's going to be a really short winter, and I think that is just the coolest thing. So we have some very fun groundhog things this morning. Now, if I want to learn more about groundhogs, I always try a book. So let's start by finding a book about Groundhog's Day and learn a little bit about it. If you want to learn about something, finding a book about that topic is a great place to start. So to learn more about Groundhog's Day, I found a great book all about it. This is called Groundhog Day by Gail Gibbons. And it's read for you with permission from Holiday House. Thank you, Holiday House. Groundhog Day is celebrated on February 2nd. Some people believe that on this day of the year, watching groundhogs can help predict when spring will come. When will spring begin? The date of February 2nd is about the middle of winter. Old stories say that if a groundhog sees its shadow on this date, there will be about 6 more weeks of winter. Those stories also say that if a groundhog doesn't see its shadow, spring will come early. Ooh, let's hope this year he doesn't see his shadow. When Europeans were coming to North America, some settled in Pennsylvania. They brought with them the tradition of predicting spring by watching animals. Many groundhogs lived in the region. Groundhogs are animals that hibernate. Hibernate means that they sleep underground during the winter. It seemed logical to choose groundhogs to predict when spring would arrive. Early in February, people watched groundhogs to find out whether they did or didn't see their shadow. This custom became a yearly celebration in many places, including the town of Puxatawney, Pennsylvania. Do you see this right here where it looks like the word is all broken up with dots in the middle? That helps me figure out how to say the word Puxatawney. So this word right here is pronounced like that. It's a big clue. Then in 1886, Clymer Fears wrote in the town newspaper that February 2nd would be called Groundhog's Day. In Puxatawney, the special groundhog is always called Puxatawney Phil. There have been many Puxatawney Phils. Every year on February 2nd, thousands of people show up at Gobbler's Knob, just outside of Puxatawney, to find out if Phil will see his shadow. High up on a stage, Phil is kept in a burrow under a fake tree stump. Town officials are also up on the stage. At exactly 7:25 a.m., Phil is taken out of his burrow. Everyone cheers! If Phil sees his shadow, winter will be longer. If he doesn't see his shadow, spring will come soon. The officials make it look as if Phil whispers to one of them whether or not he has seen his shadow. It's all pretend. Sometimes Phil is right. Other times he is wrong. Lots of people think Groundhog's Day is fun, including me. All right, so that is Groundhog's Day by Gail Gibbons. Did you know that there is actually another groundhog, and he lives right next door at the Howell Nature Center? If you want to learn more about the Howell Nature Center and its Groundhog Day party, check out the link sent to you in this email or click on this video link right here. If you want to continue with story time, just keep watching. Next, we're going to sing a song. Now, does everybody know the song I'm a Little Teapot? We're going to use that same tune, but change the words a little bit to make it all about groundhogs. Okay, so we are going to say, I see a little groundhog, and when we say that, we'll go like this, like we're looking and searching for something. I see a little groundhog, furry and brown. So when we say furry and brown, we're going to go down like this. And then our next line is, he's popping up. So we're going to pop up to look around. If he sees his shadow, and we'll look behind us, see if we see a shadow, then we'll know 6 more weeks of winter snow. So we'll hold up 6 fingers, just like that. All right, are we ready to sing our song? Good, all right. I see a little groundhog, furry and brown. He's popping up to look around. If he sees a shadow, then we'll know 6 more weeks of winter snow. Awesome job, everyone. Our next book is called Go to Sleep, Groundhog by Judy Coxon, illustrated by Paul Meisel. And it is read for you with permission from Holiday House. Thank you, Holiday House. Groundhog went to bed on Columbus Day, just like he always did. He brushed his teeth. He put on his jammies. He set his clock for February 2nd. Then he curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 October. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. The moon was full. "I'll just go for a little walk," he said. "Maybe that will make me sleepy." Groundhog went outside. He saw things he never seen before. Raggedy scarecrows and grinning jack-o'-lanterns. Children dressed up like pirates, cowboys, and princesses. What day do you think this is? Halloween witch flew down. "What are you doing up?" she said. "It's almost winter. You should be in bed." Witch flew Groundhog home on her broomstick. She tucked him in. She read him a ghost story. She gave him a glass of apple cider. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 November. He poked his nose outside his burrow. The leaves were red and yellow. "I'll just go for a little walk," he said. "Maybe that will make me sleepy." Groundhog went outside. He saw things he never seen before. Tall yellow corn shucks, round orange pumpkins, turkeys gobbling in the barnyard. What day do you think this is? Does anyone have a good guess? Let's find out. "What are you doing up?" Turkey said. "It's almost winter. You should be in bed, and I should be making myself scarce." Turkey took Groundhog home. He tucked him in. He read him a story about pilgrims. He gave him a slice of pumpkin pie. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 December. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. Stars twinkled overhead. "I'll just go for a little walk," he said. "Maybe that will make me sleepy." Groundhog went outside. He saw things he'd never seen before. Colored lights glowing on some houses, candles shining in windows, holly wreaths hanging on doors. He heard sleigh bells chiming in the air. What day do you think this is, everyone? Let's find out. Santa flew down in his sleigh. "What are you doing up?" Santa said. "It's winter. You should be in bed." Santa took Groundhog home in his sleigh. He tucked him in. He read him a Christmas story. He gave him a glass of milk and a cookie. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He didn't toss and he didn't turn. And soon he fell asleep. Bring! Groundhog opened one eye. It can't be time to get up yet, he grumbled. I just got to sleep. Bring! He peered at his clock. February 2nd. Groundhog yawned and stretched. He tumbled out of his burrow. Snow glittered on the ground. The sun was out. The sky was blue. What do you think that means, everyone? What happens if the sun's out? Groundhog saw his shadow. What am I doing up? He said. There are 6 more weeks of winter coming. I should be in bed. He hurried back inside. He ate a bedtime snack. He read himself a bedtime story. Then he tucked himself into his warm, cozy bed. And he pulled up the covers, closed his eyes, and went to sleep. The end. Wasn't that a cute story? For this next song, we're going to sing a little song about groundhogs. We are going to use our whiteboard and some really cute pictures to help us with our song. Now, can you help me at home with this song? If you see a number on the screen, can you say that number out loud? All right, let's get started with our song. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little groundhogs, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little groundhogs, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little groundhogs sleeping underground. Wake up, groundhogs! 1 little, 2 little, 3 little groundhogs, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little groundhogs, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little groundhogs pop up from the ground. Did you say the numbers? Yay! Our last storytime book today is called Grumpy Groundhog by Maureen Wright and Amanda Haley, and it's read for you with permission from Amazon Children's Publishing. Thank you, Amazon. The mayor stood before Groundhog's door and heard a rumbly-tumbly snore. Groundhog, he said, you're sleeping late. This is no time to hibernate. The people added with a shout, it's Groundhog's Day, please come out. The mayor pleaded, I'll ask once more. Won't you open up this door? Please come out and greet your friends. Groundhog Day is here again. I won't come out, the groundhog said. I'm closing my eyes and staying in bed. I have an idea, said a boy in the crowd. He stepped to the front and spoke up loud. Give him a paper to read in bed. That's it, said the mayor, nodding his head. Groundhog opened his sleepy eyes. The Morning Times was a nice surprise. The groundhog took a very long time reading the paper line by line. Do you know what the paper says here? It says, The Morning Times Extra. Groundhog won't come out. That's pretty funny to put in this book, isn't it? The people in town said with a shout, It's Groundhog's Day! Please come out! The mayor dropped to his knobby knees and begged the groundhog, Come out, please! I won't come out, the groundhog said. I'm staying in here until I'm fed. I know what to do, a little girl said. Give the groundhog breakfast in bed. They served him food on a fancy tray, coffee and toast and a flower bouquet. Groundhog poured coffee from the pot. This coffee's good. It's nice and hot. The people in town said with a shout, "It's Groundhog's Day. Please come out." "I won't come out," the groundhog said. "It's nice and warm in my cozy bed." A girl yelled, "Get him slippers to wear. His bedroom floor is chilly in there." "Of course," said the mayor, "find him a pair. His little tootsies are cold and bare." Groundhog never had slippers before. He did a jig all the way to the door. He twirled and shouted, "Look at me! I'll step outside on the count of 3. The crowd yelled, "Can you count with me too?" 1, 2, 3, come out! Ta-da! He said, looking about. He blinked from the lights and the camera's glare. A child said, "Give him sunglasses to wear." "Hooray!" said the mayor. "No shadow today. The chilly weather is going away." The groundhog said, "It's a wonderful day. I'll ask the children if they want to play." "Let's make a snowman," the children cried. Groundhog had fun being outside. They made a snowman, round and fat. It looked very nice in the mayor's hat. At the end of the day, the groundhog said, "It's time for me to go back to bed. I had a fun day with all my friends. When spring comes early, I'll see them again." The end. Can you believe it? It's almost time for our closing song. For those of you at home who have never done our closing song before, these are the motions. All right, so first we're going to say, "See you later, alligator." And so we're going to wave for "See you later, alligator." And you can wave like this. "In a while, crocodile." And so we're going to chomp, just like a crocodile would. "Give a hug, ladybug." So we're going to hug ourselves. And blow a kiss, mwah, jellyfish. "See you soon, big baboon." We'll pretend we're monkeys. "Out the door, dinosaur." "Take care, polar bear." This is the sign for bear. And "Wave goodbye, butterfly." Okay, are we ready to sing our closing song? Let's do it. "See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug. Blow a kiss, mwah, jellyfish. See you soon, big baboon. Out the door, dinosaur. Take care, polar bear. Wave goodbye, butterfly." Yay! Thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I'm so excited that we got to do this. Okay, so we have 2 different activities that you can try at home. The first activity is a little groundhog that pops up from under the ground, just like this. Now, since it takes a little bit of explanation to make this really cute groundhog, I have decided to put the instructions for that in a separate video that you can link to right here. So if you want to click on this link right there, it will lead you to our next video. It's also in a link in your email as well. Okay, then the last thing is I always make a brownie to celebrate Groundhog's Day. Now you're probably wondering, what is a brownie? Do you ever make brownies at home? A big pan of chocolatey, fudgy, yummy brownies? All right, well, that's what I do when I'm at home. Then I find a picture of a groundhog. So you have a picture of a groundhog in your little kit. Okay, what you do to make a brownie is you make a big pan of brownies. A square or rectangle pan is probably perfect, but you can put your brownies in any shape pan you want. Then you cut out the picture of your groundhog so that he looks like this. All right, put your groundhog somewhere on your brownie pan. I usually put him like at the bottom, so it looks like he's kind of sitting on the edge of the pan. Then I sprinkle powdered sugar on top of the brownies and my groundhog. So sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And then when you lift up your groundhog again, you might see his shadow. It's a really, really cute idea if you guys want to celebrate Groundhog's Day. Even though it's a little past Groundhog's Day, that's okay. The groundhogs are still really excited that you get to celebrate Groundhog's Day with them. All of the supplies for this cute little guy are in a bag in your Storytime kit. So if you haven't picked up a Storytime kit, feel free to pop by the library and we will give you a kit with all of the supplies you need for all of February's Storytimes. Thank you so much for joining me for Storytime, and see you next week for a Storytime about emotions. Bye!